Guatemalan voters are electing all 158 members of Congress, as well as a new president. This election was planned long before a United Nations commission made public allegations of widespread corruption. This election comes just 3 days after former Guatemalan President Otto Pérez Molina resigned due to a corruption scandal. Guatemalan voters tell CCTV that issue weighs heavy on their minds as they cast their ballots.
What happened is shocking. As a country, we have to work together and fight so there is less corruption and more justice.
Today, for the first time in his life, 23-year-old medical student Jonathan Hernandez voted in a Guatemalan presidential election.
I think that in a certain way, with the investigation by the UN and the public prosecutor, they managed to break apart the structure of impunity, and progress is being made in the judicial system.
At this voting station in an upper-class Guatemala City neighborhood, presidential candidate Sandra Torres cast her ballot late Sunday morning. Along with the candidates, national and international election observers were also present.
It's possible the feelings of the nation will result in a new opening of hope and effective justice. This is not just another election such as they have had in this country for the last 30 years. This is a very different election.
Guatemala is a nation that has endured decades of corruption and high levels of violence. All this followed a bloody internal conflict in the 1980s and 90s that killed hundreds of thousands. At this very moment, polls across the voting stations across Guatemala have been closed now, so the ballots will be moved to centralized locations so that they can be counted. And in the coming hours, we're going to know whether or not there will be a need for a second runoff election. If no single candidate gets 50% or more of the vote, then we will head toward a runoff here in Guatemala, and that is scheduled for October 25th. Susan.